Derby County have been linked with interest to West Bromwich Albion forward Karlan Grant. Now, Karlan Grant is a player that Derby County chased during the transfer window back in January, but ultimately were unable to get a deal done. Karlan Grant has less time left on his contract now, with just a year remaining until the summer of 2026. But could a move to John Eustace Derby County be on the cards for him this summer? Derby County are not the only club interested. The likes of Stoke City and a range of different clubs from the region of Turkey have an interest in Karlan Grant, but this is a move which I think is very, very good for Derby County should they get it done. Now, we spoke about it back in January and how important I thought it was for Derby County to get goals in the side, and I think that Karlan Grant certainly does do that. Now, obviously, heading into this new season, again, the prospect of finding goals and finding creativity is exactly what Derby County need. Now, does Karlan Grant bring that? In my opinion, absolutely. He's a very, very good player who can play a wide range of different positions, and I think he would be perfect for John Eustace. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, with 44 games, 7 goals and 2 assists this season, picking up 2 yellow cards, he has been tremendous for West Bromwich Albion. Obviously, 44 games, it sounds like he's played a lot. He certainly has done. And with 3,020 minutes, again, played a lot of football. Now, I know that towards the middle of the season, he sort of dropped in sort of like how important he was to this West Brom side, where I think he went from at one point of starting every single game to not starting for 5 or 6 games. And for me, I think Karlan Grant is a brilliant, brilliant player. I think he offers a lot to any side in the Championship, and I think he will be massively important to Derby County should they get this deal done. But we also have to look at some of the other players Derby County have been linked with. Obviously, we've had confirmation of an agreed fee for Carlton Morris as I've recorded this video. That came out, it was either yesterday or the day before. There's obviously interest now in Tyrese Dolan. We know that Andreas Weimann has agreed a deal to sign for Derby County. We're just waiting for confirmation of that from the club. And it's one of those for me where this is obviously the first signing really of note, this and Carlton Morris, where John Eustace hasn't worked with the player. So it's one of those for me where obviously we don't know how it's going to work, and it's the first one where we're sort of guessing a little bit as to how Karlan Grant will be used for Derby County. Obviously, as a player across the course of his career, he's played on the left, he's played on the right, he's played through the middle, he's played just in behind a striker as well, and we know he can score goals. Obviously, this season, just 7, but playing the majority of his football in those wide positions and a little bit deeper than the striker. But if we look at his career as a whole, he scored 90 goals in 358 appearances across the course of all those positions, where he spent most of his time in those wide areas. He has played 145 times as a striker, but if you look at some of the other positions, 100 as a left winger, 28 in that sort of left wing back role. He's got 11 at right midfield, 7 as a number 10. He's got 3 as a second striker, and also 2 in that sort of right wing back position. And that's obviously something which I think is important for Derby. It's having that versatility. It's having those players that can move around the pitch. We could start a game in a 3-5-2 with Karlan Grant playing as the second striker with, say, Carlton Morris, but we could then also change that same setup into a 4-2-3-1 with Kane Wilson pushing onto the right, Karlan Grant going onto the left, Morris goes centrally. You could then move one of the midfielders into the 10 role. You've got maybe Langas to move out to right back. You've got obviously Fozzie can move out to left back. You've got all those conversations that can be had with bringing in sort of these types of players that have that versatility. And I think that's one of the most important things for Derby County going into this next season. It's finding those players that are versatile enough to be able to obviously push the club forward and be able to, if you're one of our best players, you can stay on the pitch no matter what type of thing. Like, you can move around the pitch, because we've had it before with, obviously you look at Max Bird, started off as a sort of like holding midfielder, but then towards the end of his time at Derby County, he was playing in sort of like an off the striker role. I'm not going to say he was playing as a number 10, because I don't necessarily believe he was, but he was playing in that role just off the striker in a 3-4-3, and then at periods during the season, obviously on occasion he played at left centre back once, I think for Wayne Rooney, which obviously isn't necessarily where you wanted a Max Bird to play, but it showed that you can put him in any position and keep playing, and I think that's what Derby County needs. You look at someone like Vyman, who we're looking at, can play left, right, through the middle as a 9, which I think is really important. Obviously, Danny Bath is more of just a central defender, don't need to worry about that, but you look at the contract extension to Craig Forsyth, left back, centre back, left wing back, can play all of those roles, and that's obviously massively important. And for me, with this signing of Karlan Grant, I think a lot of people will agree he is a very, very good Championship player. Now, obviously, if we go back to the January window, why this move failed to happen, obviously, I don't know, you don't know, but there's a lot of speculation that it's pretty similar to that of the John Swift deal, where ultimately it just wasn't the right move in regards to the manager at the club and things like that. Obviously, that was then rectified towards, what was it? Was it February? Second week of February, where John Eustace ended up being given the role at Derby County, and I think from then on out, Derby County became a much bigger prospect to players at any point of their career, really. Now, it is going to be interesting to see sort of where we go in terms of younger talent, and even in those sort of youth players as well, who we may potentially bring in. And I think that what we've got to do, and what it seems like we're doing right now in regards of Danny Bath, Carlton Morris, and Andreas Vyman, is bringing in those players that benefit the squad more than the starting 11. And I think by the end of the window, I think our starting 11 is going to be a little bit ridiculous in comparison to that of last year. Now, obviously, there's some players who will stay in the team, in the starting 11 from last year. You look at someone like Sondre Langas. I think once he's back fit and available, we'll be playing alongside, obviously, Matt Clark. You've got the conversation in regard to Craig Forsyth. Where's his role going to settle in this season? You look at someone like Ibu Adams. You look at Kenzo Halbmine. Where are they going to fit in? And obviously we've got to wait for that to sort of all settle itself, really, because we don't know what other midfielders are going to come in. We don't know what other defenders may come in. Obviously, there's been a lot of links to the likes of Arkell Jude Boyd. You look at Owen Beck as well. And that sort of obviously opens the door for some of these other players to sort of move out of their roles that they're currently in and potentially drop into more of a squad depth position. But obviously, we won't know that until the season starts. Now, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I will catch you in my next video, which will probably be tomorrow morning, talking about the fans forum, which I believe is going on. It might be right now as you're watching this video, but it's tomorrow night as I'm recording it. So obviously, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments if you're at the fans forum or whatever. But there will be a full video reviewing that once it's all dropped from Rams TV and things like that, all the key talking points. I'm not going to take the Twitter headlines and stuff like that are posted. I'm going to wait for the actual hour and a half or whatever video drops from Rams TV, because I think you get a bit more out of that. But obviously, we will cover that when it arrives. But if you have not done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in my next video. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.